Alright, I'm back. What we missed? What have we missed? Looks like it's been pretty much what you'd expect from this matchup. A lot of shots for BDS and Envy not really caring too much about that. This matchup, I believe, comes down to Mark by 8. I think Envy play this one quite a lot like Semper do versus BDS, and Semper actually don't really mind playing BDS that much. They're okay with just chilling and letting Mark by 8 make pointless touches that don't really do anything. So if Envy are going to do that, that's going to be good for them if they can just like ignore Mark by 8 and let him make a bunch of pointless touches. The touches from Mark by 8, they become unpointless when you commit and he beats you to the ball. Like if you don't go, he's not beating anybody, he's beating no one, because he just comes in and hits the ball like sideways. So you just got to let him do that and then you go for the free ball. But if you actually go for the first ball and Mark by 8 clips it as he's rotating out and now you're out of the game, it's not a pointless touch anymore. So it's all about whether Envy can read Mark and nullify his playstyle. That's something Semper do very well. Yo, Free, thanks to the raid. Hope you had a good stream, man. Saw you were playing with Scrub earlier in 2s, so condolences. Probably a ranked down sesh if I was to guess. Call sign Kaz, thanks for the 41 month tier 1. He streamed Dig versus Renegades. I heard Dig were winning that one. Renegades got obliterated. That one doesn't surprise me. I'm not trying to be harsh to OCE, but that one doesn't surprise me. I feel like OCE will probably get beaten pretty badly by any of the top EU or NA teams at the moment, if the EU or NA team just shows up mechanically. Queso playing G2. Is Rise streaming? I saw he was streaming yesterday. I reckon Envy are probably going to adapt as this scrim goes on, though. They're probably going to stop chilling in defense as much, because Envy love just hanging out in defense and absorbing the press. BDS will probably remind them the most of playing against G2 in NA. And yeah, BDS are probably reminded most of Semper. Yeah, this is game 1. I'll put a score on the screen after this. Looks like Extra missed the sidewell read there. Good play by Mist. Rumble Truck, thanks to the Prime. Welcome to the channel. Hope y'all realize how close to EU and NA really are, all bias aside. I said, I can't remember, it was recently on stream, it was kind of recently on stream, I said that if this LAN was in NA, I would probably predict NRG to win it, and NA to have a stronger showing than EU, but because it's in Europe, I'm predicting an EU team to win and EU to have a stronger showing than NA. Because I do think that the location will probably have a bigger impact than LAN experience. Since this isn't a LAN with a crowd, and since it's been so long since LAN happened. So yeah, I think EU is probably favourites here, because location has proven to be a pretty big factor in the past. Coincidentally though, the only EU location LAN that an NA team have ever taken the dub in was the most recent one. That was RLCS Season 8 in Madrid. Game 7 overtime. But there have been other close ones, like DreamHack Leipzig 20, I'm going to say 18, I think it was. G2 went all the way with PSG at that one. So it's not like NA's never had a good LAN result in EU before that. But EU have usually had more of the top 4 spots, more grand finals appearances, more wins on EU LANs, and then yeah, Landon was close as well, of course. But in NA, the NA teams have done a lot better. We've had the only all NA grand final in Montreal, North America. We've had 2 other recent NA wins with the Peeps in Montreal and NRG in Beyond the Summit. I say recent. Oh, there's a turbo goal if I've ever seen one. Look at Mist though, that's such a good touch by Mist. Mark by 8 was on the back wall. Whole BDS team in the area, but he's managed to outplay everybody. Mist played really well this game. Well, there it is. We've got it confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. Turbo Lan is a go. It is, in fact, going to be Turbo Lan. He's top of the scoreboard. He's making saves. Turbo Lan is a go. Sorry, guys. I forgot to ready up. Oh, I forgot to save the replay as well. For goodness sake. I'm just not very good at this. 1700 MMR and 4 World Championship belts. He's not done. Team Queso 4-0 G2. Team Queso are really good, by the way. If G2 lose to Queso, that's not anything to be ashamed of, especially since it's a scrim, so it literally doesn't matter. But Team Queso are actually a really good team. Nice little shot by Monkey Peak, as Turbo called him. Now, Queso didn't qualify for the LAN. That team is Vatira, Joyo, and Rise. 3 young, mechanical grinders. Very, very good team. Yeah, there's a lot of EU teams who didn't make LAN who are using this as an opportunity to scrim. Not the best commit there by Mark by 8, and by not the best, I mean really bad. Monkey Moon had ball pressure, Mark by 8 didn't have to go. There was no threat of an immediate shot. So you should just chill there. You just hang out as third man. The question is, does Monkey Moon put that mistake down to communication? And are they tilted? Okay, maybe. Maybe. Okay, BDS not looking as clean all of a sudden. Incoming Mickey tweet. Oh no. Oh, somehow that has worked out. Oh! Definitely incoming Mickey tweet. What is going on? They're all over the place. They're tackling each other. Monkey Miss is taking charge. Yeah, I like to point out as well that, you know, I did rank Monkey Moon lower in my overall player rankings for Sweden. Due to his tweets, just like I did Justin. I was consistent with it. I didn't just put Justin down a few pegs on my rankings because he's been tweeting stuff that indicates he's not as motivated as I assumed he would be with a LAN on the cards. Monkey Moon as well. You know, I saw the tweets about like communication being a problem right after taking an L, and I was like, right, I'm putting him down a few spots for that because it, you know, you got to read between the lines here. That's kind of what you got to do when you're not there, when you're not behind the scenes. We just have to guess like what that really means. We have to guess what that what these tweets are, where they're coming from. Sometimes it's, you know, a bad read. Sometimes we read something and we think, okay, that's a bad sign and it's just memes. Or sometimes you see something in a face cam, you see a reaction, you're thinking, okay, that's really bad, and it's actually fine. But yeah, you just got to make predictions. Oh, Turbo should probably be staying on the ball there. He has not done his goalkeeper a favor by just slowly driving out of the play. Yeah, guess and then write a really confident Reddit post, or in my case, just like make a whole stream about it. Rumble Truck, thanks to the Prime, and also Salvage Armor, thanks for the 15-month Prime and brand new tier 1 from Fifi Stool. I missed this one. I looked away and we can't even watch the replay because everybody skips. What happened? Was that just a nice shot by Mark after Envy all landed out of position? Wait a minute. I looked at my chat again so you guys could tell me what happened to the last goal, and now we've missed another goal. Man, not being able to watch the replay sucks. I'm missing everything here. Did Envy just have a terrible kickoff? Cheat up on a dead ball. Yeah, I mean, cheat up on a dead ball's fine, But do you mean cheat up if we're talking about in the middle? But if you're talking about back corner, then yeah, obviously that's not fine. Which server are they on? They're on EU server, man. But both teams are in EU, so get your copium out of here. It's funny that we, you know, it's when Envy go 2 goals down and somebody says, wait, what server is this? What? NA can't be losing. They can't possibly be losing on NA server here. Yeah, so ready to cope. Is that rolled his alt account? He's like, wait, what server is this? No, it would be T-Bates actually, wouldn't it? It would be T-Bates. Yeah, both games have gone pretty much as you'd expect these two teams to play out initially. BDS are getting to do their thing. Envy are just giving them the midfield a lot. And when you give BDS a midfield, you need to read their touches really well, or you're in trouble. Be very curious to see if Envy just try and continue to do this, or if they are going to be more aggressive at some point. Which player, guys? Who is the catalyst for Envy? There is a correct answer here, but I'll let you guys have a guess. Who is the catalyst for Envy's aggression? Who is it? Type in chat right now. Who needs to go absolutely bananas in the midfield in order for them to start having more control over this series instead of just waiting for BDS mistakes most of the time? We're seeing a lot of different names, but I think mostly Atomic being mentioned. I think that is the wrong answer. I think the right answer, in fact, is Turbo Pulsar. If they are going to... No, we don't want to view the replay. That would be a bad idea. I think the right answer is Turbo. Turbo needs to get stuck in because he reads the game very well. He doesn't have the best mechanics. So, you know, just letting him run riot in the midfield doesn't put you in too bad of a position defensively because Atomic and Mist are both really, really good in defense. So, I think they'll be fine even if Turbo just leaves them a bit more. So I think that's what I would do. If I was coaching this team, I would say Turbo, get stuck in there, mate, because he reads the game very well. You know, you don't hang around as long as he has with 1700 rating in 2s mechanics unless you read the game well. And yeah, Atomic does also, I think, play quite a good disruptor role, but just leaving Mist with Turbo in defense might be more risky because, I mean, you guys saw what Atomic could do with his goal line saves recently. So I want to see Turbo just get stuck in there to start forcing the issue more in the midfield. Let's see what happens then. TT Student thanks for the 6-month prime, and Bravo RL thanks for the 2-month prime. EU server feel heavier than NA server. Or are you watching NA play right now? You're like, wow, these guys, they don't look anywhere near as mechanical as they did online in the NA events. I wonder why that could be. It must be the server. It's the only explanation. It couldn't possibly be the opposition. It must be the server. That's some insane, like that's some 300 IQ copium actually. BDS have a lower ping. I mean, they do, to be fair, but... Why doesn't SRG play on my stream? SRG don't like playing 3s on stream unless it's a tournament or ranked. I've talked to them in the past about this to see if they want to do show matches. They would do a money match, but just like scrims, they're not really that interested in. They like to keep their scrims private, which is, for them, I think, pretty sensible because they're very unique in the Middle East. They're the only Middle East team, so there's not really anybody like them. So, you know, them not wanting to just reveal their scrims to the world, I can see why. But, you know, Envy, I don't think they care because everybody already knows what they do. And BDS, same thing. They're like, I mean, everybody knows what we're going to do when they play them. It's not because, it's not the surprise factor that gets people. It's just the fact that it works. The fact that they're just good at what they do. That's what we like to see. Yes, get stuck in there, Turbo. Who needs points? Just turn around, get some demos. Yes, there he is. Turbo's in the midfield, boys. No, Turbo, wrong half. Make a run. Yes, Turbo. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to drag Envy back into this matchup. He's been brought to life. Because they're sick of sitting on the back foot against BDS. I mean, right now they still are mostly on the back foot, but we'll see if that continues. Right, yeah, here we go. Turbo, he's got to stay in the pocket here. He's got to be close to the play. Mist actually pressing up right behind Atomic here is probably not the right idea, because that ball's very unlikely to bounce near post from that angle. You're more likely to get a volatile 50-50 slide across the box. Here we go. Mark by 8 definitely out of position there again. I'm seeing Mark by 8 with some questionable defensive positioning. Yeah, people keep talking about the... Oh, look at Turbo. That's it. That's what we've been waiting for. That's what we're talking about. Turbo's just in their half. They never expect him to be there. What goal. Effortless. It's effortless for the fourth time. I gotta call out, there's definitely some pro players who said that no shot when I said Turbo's gotta be the guy to pressure. He's gotta be the guy to just go up field. But I stand by it. I think we're on point with that pick, personally. Oh, Monkey Moon. Oh, going for so many mind games. I actually love the commitment to the mind games there. NA's best player from EU. I mean, I think they're all playing very well. When I say that Turbo's going to be the guy to go in fresh in the midfield, it's not because I think he's the best player necessarily. I think it's just because the way that this team functions, I think you need Atomic and Mist working off each other in defense and following up on plays, because they've got the speed, they've got the mechanics. If Turbo just goes in, takes a 50-50, there's a good chance that Mist or Atomic can get to the next ball quickly. Whereas if Mist or Atomic take a 50-50, you know, Turbo getting up to that next ball faster than anyone on the other team is happening, I think, less often than if it's him taking the challenge and letting his teammates do the outpacing. You know, very often you think of the first player, oh, I think Monkey Moon just saved Mark by 8 shot there. Probably would have been denied by Atomic anyway. Yeah, very often you think of the first man as needing to be the mechanical guy to go and outplay people, but it isn't always the case. Sometimes you just need somebody to go take a 50-50. Sometimes that's all you need to get the attack started. You just need a good fake challenge, good 50-50, good interception. You know, you don't need to outplay someone in Rocket League to get a big attack started for your team. Much more midfield presence in this game. Best game yet for Envy. The good news for Envy is I do think that the problems they're going to have... I talked about this in regards to Furia and... what do you call it? Ground Zero as well. I think that Envy fall into the kind of the Furia category. I think most of the issues they're going to run into in their preparation for LAN will be strategical. You know, everybody makes fun of Turbo's mechanics, and we all kind of meme about it sometimes. But I don't think this team is going to struggle mechanically. I think Turbo has functional mechanics. He's not going to score double flip resets on people regularly. He's not going to, you know, pop off with huge outplays regularly. But he does have functional mechanics. He does everything he has to do to a high enough level that that's not going to be an issue for Envy. I think that they're going to be fine in that regard. But the issues they are going to have, I think, will be strategical. I think they play a bit too defensively, and they do need to get someone out in that midfield to start to fight the other team in that area. So I think that's something they can do, they can adapt to over the course of this week and the next. Whereas BDS, they're a bit of an interesting one. You know, before the last regional event, I still thought they were one of the favorites to win this event. Now I don't, because when their heads have gone down recently, they haven't been able to just come back and win. And if you watch these guys in RLCS Season X, they, you know, sometimes had a bad game or a bad series, but they would be able to bounce back and then just play well in the next one anyway. Whereas recently, you know, once their heads go down, they kind of stay down. They don't look like they've got that same comeback potential mentally as they always have. They're definitely a lot more shaky now. So that's worrying. And yeah, secondly, you know, Monkey Moon did tweet about it, and I think as much as we say that tweet's a bad tweet, it does paint a pretty accurate picture of, you know, one of the problems that BDS are having right now, and that is communication does seem to be iffy. Now, he shouldn't ever tweet that immediately after a loss, but I think he is right. I think that this team doesn't look like their communication's on point. Yeah, Mark by 8 is... he's the question mark for this team, and it's not his fault. It's just, you know, usually BDS play around Mark by 8 really well, and Mark by 8 is very difficult to play against. But recently, BDS haven't been playing around Mark by 8 that well. And yeah, he's hard to play against, but if he's hard to play with, it kind of cancels out. So we'll see if that can improve for BDS. I do want to see more careful third man positioning at Mark by 8 though. He was off his goal line, wide open to be demoed for one of the goals, I think his first goal in the last game, and then he was also a little bit out of position for another goal earlier in the series where he just dove in as third man even though Monkeyman had pressure on the ball already. Like, Mark by 8 just has to chill out as third man and he'll be fine, I think. Mark by 8 has the hardest job. I would disagree. I think first man's probably the easiest position to play. Third man, Mark, has just let another one in. So he's got way too much faith in his teammates here. So his teammates, you know, Monkeyman doesn't make a backboard read, but Mark by 8 moving up aggressively here is really risky. You know, it's another position where he probably shouldn't be in. Because, you know, looking at these decisions Mark's making as third man, I think that they just don't make too much sense. That was a really good save. Really, really good save. I love Envy's infield pass defense. Monkeyman needs to touch the ball in that play. Well, yeah, obviously it's ideal if Monkeyman just hits the ball or gets a, you know, gets a clean win on the ball, but I don't think third man moves in on that either way. It looks way too easy for the defense to read that. It looks like a 50-50 at best and a whiff at worst. I don't know why a third man would move up in 50-50 at a tie game. Well done. Oh, that was really unlucky. Missed, got the inside of the post there. Mark's got no boost here. Pretty okay double commit for BDS on the goal line. Quick recoveries, both coming in at a good angle. See what BDS are looking like boost wise. So they've got a little bit. Mark by 8 off the goal line again though. He likes to sit in the middle of the box. I'm not a fan of this, but some players can make it work. I do not like that. It's just a very wide open position to be demoed. And if the, you know, ball goes into the ceiling or just goes high in general, it's very hard to catch up with. Nice save. Extra did very well to get a shot off from that angle as well. NA looking dominant. Based on this, not really. I think Mark by 8 just looks a little bit out of position, and that's really all that you can, you know, get from. Well, that's all that we've really seen today between these two teams. They both look very even mechanically. And in terms of the playstyles matching up, I think I prefer BDS's playstyle in general. That's why I was calling for more turbo aggression in the midfield, because I think overall the matchup was playing in BDS's favor. Yeah, Mark by 8's positioning has been questionable. That's a really good bump though. Monkeyman. Oh, he's hit turbo with his own moves. Why is everybody saying copium? I'm speaking facts. Like, I'm so confident in what I'm saying right now. I'd say this on an RLCS cast. I think Mist just outplayed Turbo there. I would like, not everything I say on stream would make it onto an RLCS cast, because, you know, some things are better in different settings, but everything I just said I would definitely say during a cast on RLCS. And I'm a super tryhard with my predictions on RLCS. I've said this at my stream many times, but we've got a lot of people here today who might not watch my stream regularly. I am very tryhard with my RLCS predictions and my predictions I make during casting. Everything I just said I would say during a cast. Are there things I can't say in an RLCS cast? Not really. There's just things I wouldn't really say. Because on stream it's a bit more of a conversation. And in a cast it's obviously more, you know, you're trying to immerse the viewer in the game, trying to really get everybody as into the game as possible. Johnny Boy is a newish emote, liking spam it. Oh, the copium. Yeah, I know why I know why it's being spammed. Just saying it. It's completely invalid. Not allowed to say wow. I can't not say wow. How else am I going to react? It's my only reaction. Yeah, overall, I still think this matchup is stylistically good for BDS. Somebody should really be challenging that, though. Even though it's Turbo with a flip reset attempt, you still got to respect him. You never know. This could be the 1 in 20 that he's hitting. You kind of want to challenge those early. Mark not showing any respect to Turbo there. He just sits in there. He's like, yeah, he's not hitting that. As if. Mist is hitting that, though. Oh, so close. Mist is very, very close to just hitting huge shots. Yeah, I just want to point out, by the way, I said Mist was going to be that guy for Envy. Everybody's been saying Atomic, Atomic, Atomic. I still think Mist is that guy for Envy coming into this LAN, personally. We are lagging big time on the spectator client right now. Is that just the client? Oh, it's my internet. Yeah, we're dropping frames. Sorry, guys. It's just me, though. The server's not... Oh, are we back? Hello? Okay, I think it's fine. Let's just join. Hope for the best. Alright, nobody immediately scored, so we're good. Ooh, what a save. Mist is looking real good. Okay, we should be back. We should be back. Should be back. Just type, everybody spam 2 in chat if this looks smooth. Johnny567, thanks for the 8-month Prime. Welcome back to the channel. Wait, I looked at my subs. Where's BDS defense? Whose fault is that? Oh, it's extra. Where's he going? Attack Dog, thanks for the brand new Prime as well. Why did... Okay, every time I look at my subs to thank someone, there's a goal, and now I have to skip the replay, so I don't know what happened again. Keep looking. Okay. It didn't work that time. Maybe it only works when Envy are attacking. Which team has a ping disadvantage? Envy by 16. So none. BDS has the best playstyle. I think their playstyle suits this matchup. Yes, I stand by that. I still think BDS playstyle looks better in this matchup than Envy's default playstyle. I mean, if you guys think BDS are losing this because of the playstyle, you guys are crazy. Absolutely crazy. BDS Complexity is going to be a good match, actually. I'm looking forward to that one. I think that Complexity have got some upset potential there. Because, well, the biggest thing for Complexity is that they're really good under pressure, it would seem. They're really, really good under pressure. Queso up 3-1 on Scrims versus G2. G2 are probably mega jet lagged right now. So that's your copium for G2. Well, actually, there's a couple of good copiums for G2. You've got G2, probably big jet lag. I think Jariz was sleeping on his chair after being awake for 20 hours today. And also Queso are really good. So there's both valid copiums. Nice little goal steal there by Extra. Yeah, overall, I think Envy look way more consistent than BDS because BDS have had a lot of mistakes here, just individual mistakes, where they're just driving out of position. Which, that is not surprising based on what we've seen from them recently. Their synergy's been off, and Monkeyman's been tweeting about their lack of communication compared to before. And I think he's right. Like I said, I don't like the existence of that tweet, but I do think it's accurate. You know, when you play BDS playstyle, you do need to communicate really well. And they've not been doing that recently. But yeah, I think complexity could be a problem for BDS because they play really well under pressure. They were able to beat SSG to qualify for LAN in the first place. You know, if you could do that, then beating BDS is absolutely a possibility. Overall, this split, I think BDS have been more impressive than Space Station, but it doesn't really, you know, it's not only about that, it's about who can show up on the day. That's really good speed by Monkeyman there. His low dead zone coming in clutch. Monkey's tweets are more worrying than Justin's. Yeah, I completely agree. I think Monkeyman's tweets are very concerning. Enough for me, like, I predicted BDS to win all 3 regionals this split in Europe because I thought Endpoint weren't going to have the same performance in Regional 2. I think I actually, for Endpoint, my predictions were pretty perfect this split. I said that they would not qualify for top 8 in one of the 2 remaining splits, and they didn't. And I said that their win wasn't a flash in the pan. I thought that they were going to have a similar performance again, and turned out they did. So I was pretty on point about them. But BDS I got completely wrong. I didn't know that their internal issues were as bad as they seemingly are. So they've got a lot of, you know, problems to solve behind the scenes. And I think, you know, between Envy and BDS, I'm more hopeful for BDS. I mean, I'm more hopeful for Envy to play to their full potential than I am BDS. Because Envy look like they're on an upward trend coming into this LAN. Every single result that they had this split was better than the previous one. Whereas BDS, they got grand final, semi-final, semi-final. So they kind of didn't, well, they didn't get any worse towards the end, but they didn't go up. I'm going to go, do you guys want to do Mark by 8 one game? I kind of want to see what this guy's up to. I'm just going to go Mark by 8 POV for this whole game. Because he's changing car a lot. It looks like he's not feeling comfortable today. And that was a very Mark by 8 play, by the way. Just like lunging in from distance. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what he's up to. So like I said, I think this guy's the key for BDS. If he doesn't show up and, you know, play the most disruptive first man like he did last season, BDS don't have the same firepower. And also, you know, when he doesn't pop off an attack, he tends to, you know, sit back a bit more, lose his confidence moving forward. And I don't really like his third man defense today. I think his third man defense has been pretty risky, I would say. The Spark SGK, thanks for the 12-month tier 1. I appreciate that. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry, I think I missed a bunch of... Whoops. I think I missed a bunch of messages in chat. Sorry if I'm missing messages because the chat's moving too fast for me to see things. What did Chrome say? That tweet from Monkeyman didn't make sense. Literally all their comms before were considered nice when they were winning. Well, yeah, I don't think he should be tweeting that, but the tweet doesn't surprise me, is what I'm saying. I think the tweet was a bad tweet, but I think it makes sense. I'm not surprised when I saw that. I was like, yeah, that makes sense, you know? Oh, that could have been a goal, but Monkeyman wanted to keep going for this. You know, BDS have actually switched it up a little bit here. They're sitting much deeper with their third. That's kind of interesting because this isn't something we see from them often. We first saw this split when they played against Endpoint in the grand final of Regional 1. That was the first time that we saw BDS kind of just chill a bit more because what they were, you know, their usual playstyle wasn't dominating as it usually does in RLCS EU events. So they just decided to chill, sit back a bit more. Yeah, Mark Bay has not been able to really get stuck in this series like he usually does. And I don't think Envy have really had to neutralize him. I don't think it's really been Envy who have been intercepting Mark's plays, you know, faking challenges on Mark's plays. I think it's just been like Mark's trying to get in the game. He just isn't in the game right now. He's changed car like 4 times. You know, BDS haven't had the greatest synergy recently. So this hasn't really tested Envy's defense too much this series. BDS just experimenting with playstyles. I don't think it's an experiment. I think it's like they just know that what they were doing wasn't working, so they tried something different. They were thinking, well, we keep getting caught off guard. There's like a lot of weird, you know, badly positioned third man goals. Let's just stand off the play a bit more. This isn't really what they want to do, though. Yeah, Mark getting caught by a bump there. It was a pretty telegraphed bump by Mist, but difficult to avoid anyway. Yeah, Mark's confidence doesn't look that great. It does not look that great. He's missing a lot of small boost pads while he's moving around. He's like really trying to get into the game by just staying close enough. But you got to get these small boost pads. You got to... Oh, yeah, he's a bit too close there. So he wants to get into the game there. He wants to be quick to read that backboard play, but actually by being too close, he makes it harder for himself. Yeah, it's not just, you know, we're not watching Mark here to be like, wow, look at this. This is the problem of BDS. That's not at all. I just wanted to see what he sees, because sometimes when a player's changing car a lot and they just can't get into the game like they usually do, you can go in their POV and see why they're changing car a lot. Is it like the mechanics that don't look too good, or is it the decision making? I think it's mostly, from what I can see here, the decisions. Doesn't look like he's got the confidence. He's not moving around and dictating the game like he did when he's at his best. Uh-oh. Am I lagging again? Nice pass. Really good stuff by BDS there. Envy just looks faster. I don't know what game you're watching if you think Envy look faster. I think that both teams look pretty even there. Like, okay, here's my overall analysis of these scrims so far. Mark by 8 is not playing confidently. He's, you know, hesitating a fair bit, and he's kind of doubting his ability to get into the play with his mechanics and his speed, and that's kind of causing him to be out of position of, you know, here and there, because he just doesn't look like he's able to read the game as much as he'd want to. And yeah, recent results for BDS, the recent communication problems that they seem to be having, and you know, just how disruptive of a player Mark is to begin with. You know, it does make sense. He just doesn't look like he's playing confidently to me. This doesn't look like a confident performance. It looks like he's thinking a lot about where he is instead of just playing the game. I'm sure you guys can kind of relate to that, even though most of us here are not pros and never will be. You can probably all relate to, you know, you have those sessions in Rocket League where you just feel like everything makes sense and you don't even have to think about what you're doing. You just play the game. You're kind of just in the zone, you're in the flow state, you have a good day, and you're thinking, yep, this is fantastic. You just have a good game and everything makes sense. But right now, it looks like he's thinking about everything he's doing. So he's not playing with confidence. And that's not just a Mark by 8 thing. That's not just a Mark by 8 problem. It's, you know, when you're playing professional threes, you need to, as a team, build up each other's confidence. You know, if your teammate's constantly telling you like, oh, you know, try not do that, try not do this, it's really hard to be confident in what you're doing. If your team are constantly like, you know, having issues with play style or issues with what you're up to, then it's really hard to be confident. So I think BDS have a problem, not Mark. I think you can clearly see it by the way Mark plays. He just doesn't look confident right now. But I think it's a BDS problem as a whole. And they do have some time to fix this. They've got some time to talk about it. You know, they got time to work on their comms. They got time to work on that synergy. And they got time to, like, you know, if you're trying to bring the best out of your teammates, it's all about coach asking Mark, what do you need to be more confident from your teammates? What do you need from, you know, then you ask your teammates, what do you need to be confident in Mark? Like, what type of stuff do you need to be seeing? What type of stuff do you need to be hearing? And then it's their responsibility as teammates to actually produce those situations in game. You know, whether it's just saying something, whether it's just doing slight things different, that's what you need to, you know, be doing to build up your teammates' confidence. And yeah, we're seeing a lot of card changes as well. That's an old classic kind of placebo trigger that a lot of professional players will do. I'm sure you guys can relate to that one as well. You're not having a good day, you switch card, now you feel amazing. You know, sometimes it just happens. Even if you say the same hitbox, it can completely change the way that the game feels. So that's what BDS are trying to do right now, I think. That being said, I think, you know, Mist is in unbelievable form. Turbo looks like he's more than capable. Everybody's, you know, always going to question his mechanics because he doesn't flip reset as much as other players do. He doesn't wall dash as much as other players do. But I think he looks more than... he belongs in these lobbies quite clearly, so that's not going to be an issue. We're in turbo cam this whole game. Reads the game very well. And I do think that he's going to be that guy to just start dictating the flow of the game and start to control the game should things get out of hand. They did that a little bit in Game 3 of this series, because BDS were just fully controlling the game. You know, who wins pretty much depended on whether or not BDS made their plays well or not. And then Envy decided, no, we need to actually start contesting more. You know, me personally, I think Turbo's the guy to do that, especially on LAN, where players tend to be a bit more defensive. Doubt that Turbo would be a player to just default to defense on LAN. He's very confident, he's very aggressive on LAN. Yeah, Mist looks really, really good. Looks like a real threat. Atomic is in the Octane right now, so that's probably a mistake for Envy. Got to get Atomic in the Fennec, of course. Mist POV next game. This might be the last game, depending how fast it is. I'm not sure if they're going to have time for one more. I also don't know what we're going to be doing after this. I don't know what scrims are happening. Do we have any pro teams in chat who are scrimming right after this? Was it Furia Dig? We might just go and ask Furia if we can follow them around. I think Furia were playing Dignitas after this, weren't they? We could ask it to hop in that one. That sounds like a good game. I think this could be a really good match in Swiss, though. If these two teams run into each other in Swiss, it could be a really, really good match. Like a really, really fun one. It's good defense by Atomic there. Again, sorry if I missed any chat. I've kind of just been talking, watching the game. Haven't been reading chat for a bit, so if I missed anything, my bad. Can't do it all. Yeah, the clear difference here when we're watching Turbo in this game, he looks like he just knows where he wants to be. No hesitation. He's just doing his thing. Yeah, Mark doesn't look confident. He needs to find his confidence if BDS are going to have a deep run in this LAN, for sure. You know, Archie said in chat after the last match that we watched, where Furia beat Endpoint 4-2, he said that Endpoint are not a Scrim team. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think BDS are more of a Scrim team than Endpoint. I don't know exactly. But I don't think BDS have ever been like at their, you know, RLCS X form in scrims. You know, if BDS were at their RLCS X form in scrims, they would never lose a scrim. But I do know of teams that beat BDS. I think do you guys remember when who was it again? Oh yeah, it was NRG versus BDS. They scrimmed, and everybody was talking about it because it's two really popular teams. Well, I saw it on ballchasing.com. I think it was CRR accidentally uploaded Barcelona versus BDS scrim. They scrimmed for like 2 hours, and Barcelona won more than BDS did. And Barcelona are like, I think 16th EU or something. So you know, it's not like they're the sickest scrim team, but they're definitely better than Endpoint from what I've heard. I don't think Envy are the gods of scrims in NA either, though. Definitely something happening with BDS right now for sure. I mean, Archie, what do you think? I think it really is as simple as Mark by 8 does not look like he's got any confidence at all. That's what I'm seeing. He's changing car every game. Monkey Moon's tweeting about communication issues. I think Mark by 8 just does not look confident. Envy look pretty good though. I'm impressed that Envy are playing this well after... When did they arrive in EU? They arrived like yesterday? Yeah, scores in the bottom corner. So far, for anybody who's just tuning in, what I think we've learned today, you guys can all, you know, say whatever you want. We got a lot of Reddit armchair analysts in the chat who think I should stick to commentary and not ever be a coach. Good news for them. I have no intention of ever being a Rocket League coach. I used to coach like 5 years ago when I started making Rocket League content. It was really boring, so I don't want to do that. So you're in luck. But what I think we've learned today from watching scrims is that OCE mechanics look a little bit off the pace, and that's going to be hard to catch up between now and the LAN happening. Furia look really good mechanically. They look like they're right alongside NA and EU mechanically, and their defense has yet to really be tested because Endpoint didn't really do too well today in scrims against them, so we're not sure how good Furia's defense are, but they look pretty organized versus Endpoint. So far so good for Furia, but still a lot of questions to be answered. And as far as Envy and BDS go, Mark's confidence does not look good at all, which is bad news for BDS fans because there's been a little bit of time between the last regional and now. Doesn't look like he's improved at all in terms of confidence. That was super greedy by Monkey Moon. That was a terrible 50-50, or it wasn't even a 50-50, that was just a really bad decision. Turbo with the classic celebration as well. Yeah, Monkey Moon there, he's trying to chip the ball past Turbo. You really can't be doing that, and put Mark by 8 in a really bad spot. It's got to be a 50-50 or at, you know, worst, like a chip to the side. Mateus asking if I'll stream Furia. Mateus, if I can, I would love to. You know, right after this, if I could hop into Furia Dig, that would be unbelievable. We would love to watch that. Furia looked really good. Dig and Tess have looked really good recently. Just tell Card to invite me. Sure, I'll put on Miss Pub. A few people are asking. Let me put on Miss POV. Yeah, tell Card to invite me after this game, and I'll keep streaming. These teams are trying more than they normally would because it's my stream. I don't think that applies to Envy and BDS. I really don't think these guys care about being on stream. Well, being on my stream, I don't think that adds anything to this. In a scrim sense. Now, if this is a show match, you know, if there's money on the line or if it was some kind of official announced match, I think they would probably try harder if it was my stream or anyone's stream for that matter, but I don't think these teams are really trying any harder than they usually would in a scrim. I think that they, you know, try pretty hard in scrims in general. I've never heard of BDS or Envy trolling scrims, but I don't think they're treating this any different than a normal scrim, if that's what you mean. I think teams like, you know, the minor region teams definitely are out here trying to prove themselves. So I could see them going a bit, you know, bigger on scrims. Did I say thank you to Spark SGK for the 12-month tier 1? I think I did. I hope I did. That's been a while. Did I miss anything from Mateus? I'm trying not to miss chat if he's saying anything. Mist looks confident. Yeah, I think Mist is going to be the MVP for Envy this event. He's a former LAN winner. He's I think the most consistent player on this team. You know, Envy's Atomic has been popping off this split, but I think, you know, Atomic popping off has brought him to Mist's level. You know, I think Mist was already at that level, and he still is at that level. I think he's one of the best in North America. I had him rated as my, what was it, third? Yeah, third best player from NA coming into this LAN. It was Garrett, Chicago, Mist for me. Then Atomic right behind him, then Justin. All insane players. Oh, I keep forgetting Shad, because he keeps on ending up in the Sam box for me. This will be the last Envy BDS game that we watch right now, though, guys. Do I like Mexican food? I love Mexican food. In fact, I would love to have some Mexican food. It's 6 o'clock. I did not eat lunch today. It's 6 p.m. I had breakfast and 2 coffees. I am hungry, but we have to make content. We have to tickle that LAN itch, that international competition itch that everybody's got, myself included. Why are people still... Man, I guess it's just new people coming to the chat. I can't really blame them. But yeah, nobody's trying to distract anyone from the fact I put Justin at 11th. Like, I've doubled down. No one is trying to distract anyone from that fact. I think you should not be distracted from the fact teammates put Joryas at 13th and Dazarin put Archie at 16th. Criminal rankings. That they... Well, actually, I don't know if Dazarin backed down on that one, but teammates definitely did. Oh, big plays by Monkey Moon. Oh, that was so close. Well, we're not going to be late for the next scrim. That was a good play, though, on 0 by Monkey Moon, nonetheless. Nice try. Alright, let's see if we can hop into the next scrim without delaying them. So it's actually 1 past.